Hello, I'm David DeCosmo. Welcome to ECTV Live. I'm joined by my co-host, Rusty Fender. Welcome, Rusty.
Good to see you. And the Christmas campaign continues all around, Dave.
It does indeed. And joining us today is Steve Perillo with a group that is known as
Making a Difference Ministries.
Making a Difference Ministries. But the subject of your coming in today is a program that you started, I think, 2 years ago?
7 years ago. Christmas with a Twist.
Christmas with a Twist. And
Hi, Steve.
it's a whole effort to really brighten up your holidays. Free presentations, although there is a little twist even to the free because it's tied in with the appeal for Toys for Tots, which is probably one of the most worthy campaigns that you see at this time of the year. How did Christmas with a Twist get started, Steve?
Well, it's funny you ask. My wife actually surprised me with tickets to go see the Mannheim Steamroller.
Oh, yeah.
About 8 years ago, and I said, I've got to do something like this. And lo and behold, we get to this place. Now, she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me we were going to see them. She said, oh, we have to drop something off for her boss. Turn left, turn right. End up right in front of the Culture Center. We were like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And like, wow, we're going to go see him. So we said, let's grab something to eat. So we go to Abe's Hot Dogs down the street. And the door was locked. The guy says, one moment, he opens up the door, and he said, he said, only 2 of you, come on in. I said, who's that? And he said, the Mannheim Steamrollers.
Did you know about the show ahead of time?
I did
because,
not.
I had Chip Davis for an interview who was in charge, who founded that years ago on my oldie show, and he gave rise to such things as the Trans-Siberian Orchestra and everything emulated from Mannheim Steamroller, which was an instrumental Christmas group who did traditional songs with a modern vein.
Right.
So, but you knew about that going in.
Yes. And it was kind of nice because when of course, as a musician, I don't just sit here and just watch these guys. I go up and talk to them. So then we started talking about, they said it would be great if there was something around this area that brought this kind of business or some kind of music to a local area. Well, that put a light bulb in my head. So that year, I put together a 21-piece orchestra for 4 years. And we did Christmas with a Twist. After that, we went to an old-fashioned country Christmas. And this year, we're doing it stars and guitars like they do in a Bluebird Cafe. So what that is, basically, they have 4 different groups that play 4 different style of music. So we have a country duo, we have a singer-songwriter, we have my group is a contemporary Christmas, and we also have the original traditional Christmas.
And that's the number one thing the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville is noted for as well. We want to thank your wife, too, for bringing Dave, Mark, and myself goodies all the time every year.
Yes,
thank you as
that's
well.
right.
It's very,
right.
very nice of the Christmas season. Thank you very much. But that's the biggest thing in Nashville is in the Bluebird Cafe that week.
Yeah, one thing about Bluebird, which is really interesting, is that you can't just go in and play. You've got to be invited to come in and play. And then when you go in, there's a big sign saying, once a performance starts, there's no talking. And if you are talking, they actually escort you out. I mean, the Bluebird Cafe is so small, people think it's a real big place. It's maybe twice the size of your studio here. That's it.
Wow.
And they have, just in the center, the artists sit in the middle, and they play. And it's kind of interesting because you get to showcase, but yet you get to hear new upcoming artists. I had a fortunate opportunity who was asked to play down there, and I just couldn't do it. At the time I was sick, but.
Well, now that's how they do it. How are you going to do it? Where, when, and
we'll be doing it at the First Presbyterian Church, 97 South Franklin Street in Wilkes-Barre, diagonal from the YMCA. You can park in Boscov's. The Wilkes-Barre parking lots right across from that. I'm not sure if they're going to pay. It's up to them. At this point, we're hoping they give it for free.
And when are you doing it?
Ours is November 18th. Starts at 6 o'clock. It's the same day of the parades, both parades, Scranton and Wilkes-Barre. This is going to be the same setup. We're going to have 4 different bands playing. We're going to have a live nativity as well, because everything we do as our ministry is Christ-centered. So we always have something with the live nativity in the middle.
It's kind of neat, though, being on parade day, that there's sort of the festivities continue.
Yes, it rolls right in.
The timing's great. When that ends, you have a couple of hours to have dinner or something, and then something else starts up. You're right.
Yep, we go right at their tree lighting, I believe, is at 4:30. Our show starts at 6. So the time of tree lighting, hot chocolate, everybody gets to have something there. They can walk down the street. Come right into the show.
So down there, they're going to see the parade, probably start their shopping.
Absolutely.
Right. Catch the tree lighting, and then come over to Christmas with a Twist.
Yep.
How are you tied in with Toys for Tots? How does that work?
Well, when we started this, we were looking for somebody that we can tie in with, and we thought what an opportunity to work with Toys for Tots, because all the toys that are collected will stay locally in our area. Last year, unfortunately, we did not do the show because we had a home situation. Our tub fell through our ceiling.
No, I remember you were in the midst of moving.
And you moved.
Yeah.
And then the year before, we were blessed. People came out. We collected over 2,000 toys. And this year, we would like to see that keep going. But with all the disasters that are happening, we'll be grateful for anything we get.
Sure. So is that sort of the admission? Is a toy?
Unwrapped Christmas present from 0 to 16.
Okay.
We ask people to remember the teenagers, because a lot of times they always bring like this little kids, but they keep bringing tins a lot of times. So we ask a gift certificate, even gloves, hats, scarves, something like that for the teens.
And of course, the Marine Corps handles.
They handle it all. They come and they take them, and then they distribute them all out.
Right. What can they expect then? There'll be 4 different presentations. I don't know if they're not all groups. One is an individual.
They're 4 different style of music.
Okay.
You have one group's going to be doing country music, which is going to be all like the country style, which is Broken Road Duo. Then you have a national artist. He won 2015 and 2016 Christian Artist of the Year. He'll be in there. He's doing all original Christmas music.
Oh.
Our group, the Followers, will be there, and we're going to be doing the contemporary type style Christmas music. And then we have Aaron, who's going to be doing the traditional Christmas music, which is the sing-alongs and stuff like that.
Right. Now, how long we go? About
It's a 2-hour program.
2-hour program?
Yep.
Now, otherwise, it's free other than
Other than that, it's free.
a toy. How can you get better than that?
Yep.
And I think it really starts off the Christmas season. As we say, the parade is the unofficial kickoff, because Santa always comes in with that. But then you already have stations playing Christmas music. As a matter of fact, I was surprised this year that the Sirius XM satellite service has been now playing Christmas music on one of their channels for, I think, 3 weeks now.
Yes.
If not, I mean, it used to be you'd hear it beginning on Thanksgiving on certain stations.
That's correct.
Yeah, WLSH in Lansford still starts on Thanksgiving and goes to Russian Christmas.
Yes.
And I always enjoy it. I think I kind of feel bad sometimes for the clerks in the stores that maybe have to.
You're right. The 18th rendition of the Little Drummer Boy in one
They
day.
recite in their sleep.
Yeah. But nothing like a live performance, and this is all live.
It's all live. What they'll do is each group will do 4 songs. The next group will do 4 songs. They'll move it down, and then they'll do a roundabout. They'll do the same thing twice over. So totally, each group will be doing 8 different songs, 8 styles of music.
Okay, now you have your own group that'll be part of that.
Yep.
And as a trained observer, I've noticed that there is a guitar that happens to be sitting right next to you or standing right next to you. So perhaps we can talk you into doing a sample of what you'll be presenting at Christmas with a Twist.
I'll be glad to.
Okay? It's all yours. Unless you want me to start it with a C chord or something.
Well, this is a
probably
C.
gotta
Actually,
let him
starts
run.
with C, added 9th, so maybe, I'll do a part of the song. I won't do the whole song because it's a build-up song. But you'll get the idea as a Christian. This song is done by Chris Tomlin, and we do popular songs like different artists do. Christ the Savior of the world has come. Hallelujah, hallelujah, to the highest
wished I could do
Yeah,
that.
that's great. Good job, Steve.
Yeah, very, very good. Just a sample of what you'll hear at Christmas with a Twist. And again, November the 18th, right?
November 18th, 6 o'clock at night, at 6 to 8. And like I said, we really want to thank all the artists for donating their time, coming in. Eddie is from Philadelphia, and he's driving all the way in to do his music as well. And then we also have on December 1st and 2nd, we have downtown Wilkes-Barre is doing the old-fashioned Christmas again, the second year.
Wanted to get into that, but hold on to that just 1 second with the old-fashioned Christmas, because I want to back up insofar as Christmas with a Twist is sort of the icing on the cake for presentations that your organization does really throughout the year.
Right.
Now, that's Making a Difference Ministries.
Correct.
How does that work so that people are familiar with that?
They can go to our website, www.unitybymusic.org, and they can see different events we're hosting. A lot of times we had Christian Coffee House when we first started. We had quite a bit from in the local area. We're down to about 3 right now. We also run from Delaware to New York.
Now the coffee house, because I know the church I'm affiliated with personally still does that.
Theirs.
Basically, they have an artist come in and do a presentation and just kind of
sit and relax.
And people, they usually, I know at our place they have some food and things, and people can sit down, relax, and enjoy the music. And these are all volunteers.
All volunteers.
Musical artists, and pretty darn good musical artists.
Yep. We have artists that, we had a music fest down in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and we brought in a group called Cedar Roots. And they're 3 college kids, and my wife loves them, and they played mandolin, guitar, and bass guitar.
Oh.
And sometimes you'll hear a drum, which is a kick drum the guy plays with his foot. And the next thing, one time we were playing This Little Light of Mine, he went off the stage, and the one guy started talking a little bit, came back, and he had the old wash tub, put the 2x4 in it, and put the string on it. He was playing it that way. And it's like, these guys were like really phenomenal.
So the coffee houses were and are held at particular churches.
Right.
And again, there's no admission for this kind of thing.
Right.
They usually take a free will offering or something
Sometimes,
like
yes.
that, but not necessarily. How have you expanded off of that now?
Now we're doing what they call mini concert series, where we have places, church or organization will host our ministry, and we'll do 3 to 4 concerts a year, which basically is going over better than a coffee house because it doesn't burn the church people out. Because a lot of times you do it every month, it's set up, breakdown, cleanup, where this is held basically a concert. They go in, they sit, they listen, they meet the artist afterwards, sign CDs, and they get to go home.
What's your main focus of work during the year now,
This is
beyond the Christmas tide?
My main focus is music, bringing to the people. We do outreach. Gail does a lot of outreach with the homeless. We help youth organizations. I mentor youth groups through churches. I'm actually working now with the Dallas Baptist Church. And it's really interesting to see the kids coming forward and getting involved again, where there was a low. Back in 1978, I was stationed at St. Teresa's in Wilkes-Barre. We had 195 kids in the youth group. Then you start seeing the tapering down. In the 90s, 2000, early 2000, it was going down to almost nothing. There was like very little youth groups around. Now they're starting to build back up.
You mentioned the homeless. We had a guest on last week. The homeless from Scranton. Big problem.
Yeah, it is. One of the things that we're trying to teach the kids too, that being courageous to help someone, and the kids were asked to bring in change, pocket change, every meeting. And what I did is I found different organizations like lawyers' offices or real estate offices that whatever the kids put in, would they match it? And at Christmas time, what they're going to do is they're going to help a homeless person, at Christmas. So we're fortunate we have 4 different organizations that are going to actually match whatever the kids bring in. So it's kind of fun.
The work cut out for you in that. Now, we've been lucky the past couple of years with mild winters.
Yes.
So, the problem may have just
Except for
seems
the
to have been
snowfall.
covered so far. Well, it's been maybe masked by, but during the bitter weather, there's a bigger problem. But we've been a little bit lucky, so I think that the problem may have been covered, or that by the mild winter.
Last year and the year before, we actually were handing out blankets and socks and underwear to the homeless. We passed out, if I had to say a number, probably about 1,200 to 1,500 blankets last year.
Yeah, let me ask you something along that line, because you're a Christian-based organization, and we have seen in most churches, you see, as you indicated, a falling off of the young people. When it comes to the young people, when it comes to the homeless and that, is there a difference? Is there perhaps more power when the message is conveyed through music?
Yes, because music is that common denominator, because when you get somebody who might have went to church or somebody who was active at one time and had a falling out with members of the church or even the pastoral care of the church, they walk away. But if you have music like this Christmas concert, people seem to always come out to a concert because it's a common denominator. It opens doors. So when they come back to a concert and they hear something like, I miss that, it reconnects them.
Or even a falling out with God
Yeah,
at the time.
sometimes,
That's the
yeah.
biggest thing. This will put them back, at least maybe in their own good graces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of times
Sure.
I was very young. My mother died, the same thing. She was 39 years old and she died of cancer.
You have to say why.
Right.
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
I was ready to walk away, but then you do that, reconnecting and stuff. Excuse me.
Sure. How has the response been to Christmas with a Twist over the years? Have you seen it growing?
It has been growing. The first year we did it, we had about 25, maybe 50 people. And then the second year, we decided to do 5 different concerts at 5 different places.
Oh, okay.
And that was growing phenomenally. We had hosted many different events, and every concert was for something different. We had Big Brothers was one. We had the homeless. We had the women's shelter. We had Toys for Tots. And then from there on, it's been going and going. The year before last, we had close to 150 people come to the show.
Oh, great.
So
great.
this year, like I said, with all the things that are happening, we're grateful for anything.
Well, First Presbyterian Church certainly has sufficient seating.
Yes. There are 200 seats.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we're hoping people come and enjoy the music, keep warm, because depending how cold it's going to be on the 18th, they're out there all day. Just come and relax.
But it's in Wilkes-Barre. But this is the kind of thing. If you're watching in Scranton, you're certainly welcome to come down there. I think one of the other things I notice about the Christmas season is that people do tend to do their traveling. We've got the Naog Christmas lights up here. We've got the Berwick Christmas Boulevard.
That's
People
right, the
go down
Boulevard,
there.
Route 11. Yeah.
So it's a good time to kind of move around and enjoy the season in various ways, perhaps the lighting. But the concerts, I think, is a great idea, and especially with the idea that it's basically free. Now, we do encourage you to bring a toy that goes to Toys for Tots, so that Steve's group will then turn your toy donation over to the United States Marine Corps, which runs the Toys for Tots campaign. So very, very worthwhile. And how you've done that before, the response for the toys has been good too?
Fantastic. We have 2,000 toys year before last year.
Wow.
They are also there. The Marine Corps is there. They come and they accept the toys. They put them in their trucks. A lot of times, the younger people like to get involved. They like to get pictures with them. That's fine. They're willing to take pictures. Come and respectfully, they're on the line. They're up front for us. So we need to respect them for what they do as well.
Well, this is one of their local battles, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, for
They've
sure.
been as successful there as they have been everywhere else.
Yep, absolutely.
From the halls of Montezuma to the
Shores of
Christmas with a
Tripoli.
Twist, right?
Yep.
Sure. Now, the other special event that you mentioned is again something that started fairly recently. This is an old-fashioned Christmas. Tell us about that.
Well, what we did down in Wilkes-Barre is I talked with City of Wilkes-Barre and worked together to bring music from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night, straight through. We have dance groups coming in. We have musicians coming in. It varies throughout the whole day. And we do that on December 1st and December 2nd.
So it's a two-day event.
Two-day event, and every musician and all the different artists that are coming in, as well as groups, do it for free. They don't charge.
Wow.
So we fulfill that element, because you look at it like the older generation, how we used to have, like, you go downtown, you see the carolers, you see all that. You don't see that anymore. So we decided to bring
Not as
that
much.
back.
No,
Not as much.
you're right.
Yep.
You're right. And I'm looking at your list of artists and such. You're pretty darn extensive.
Yep, they go from, we have one gentleman that will be, if you want to hear an opera vocal at 2 o'clock, well, it will be Kurt. He sings opera, a fantastic
That's
artist.
Saturday?
That'll be Friday.
Oh, Friday,
Him on
okay.
Friday. My group will be there at noon. We have everything. We also have a young girl that's going to be there from 3 o'clock to 4. We have a dance group that's going to be there at 5 o'clock. And then on Saturday, we're going to have Santa Claus going to come on Saturday on a fire truck.
Ah.
So from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, he'll be there for pictures as well. And we have story times going to be there for the kids. We're going to bring that element of the old-fashioned style, have the kids come around and have stories read to them.
We're going to have you expand and do the same thing up here in Scranton.
That's what our ministry does. We're willing to help anyone.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a great presence. Now, Wilkes-Barre has, this is Public Square.
Public
So
Square.
there's a natural band set up there.
Right.
I guess they bring the
The band shell.
The band
The
shell,
band
right?
shell is there.
We're hoping it got fixed.
Well, now, and remember, this is an outdoor event.
That's right.
So
Bundle up.
This one you want to be bundled up
Rain,
for.
snow, or shine. This goes.
Yeah, last year it was cold.
Yeah.
It was very cold last year.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. People came out. It was nice to see the artists there and the artists welcomed by a lot of people going shopping and coming around.
Well, cold is the deal. Dave and I mentioned last week having one of these Christmas deals in Los Angeles just doesn't really have
It's
the
not the
oomph
same.
as a,
No,
as
yeah.
a New England mid-Atlantic Christmas.
Now,
you know?
you can
It's
put
true.
the tree up in Hawaii, but it's
Exactly.
there's something
Yeah,
lacking
there's
there.
something, right.
Well, then
Absolutely.
the old-fashioned Christmas in downtown Wilkes-Barre is Friday, December the 1st, starting at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Okay, and you go until 6:30.
Well, the last group will go on about 5:30ish, and he goes to about 7.
Okay, a little
Depending on
embarrassing.
how the people respond. If there's
That's
people there.
Friday, and then Saturday, December
Same thing.
2nd, again at 11 o'clock start, basically again around
Right.
7 o'clock finish. So this is something you can kind of come and go.
Right.
You can stop by whatever's convenient for you.
And there's carriage rides. There are going to be carriage rides there both days. For people that want to be romantic, they can take a carriage ride around the square, bring their children down and get a picture with Santa Claus.
Yeah,
It's all
I
free.
love it because I remember, I grew up in Hazleton, and I remember occasionally get the carolers. Usually be in front of one of the big department stores. The
Right.
carolers would come out and do their thing outside. So it is truly an old-fashioned Christmas idea. Good for you.
When I was growing up, they
Yeah.
had the banks, the corner of Franklin Street and Market Street, and used to have all these church
Yes.
choirs, all school choirs just come in
That
and
was the
sing.
Ford Bank corner. You the United Penn at
Yeah,
the time, and
yeah,
all those
yeah.
that have gone by the wayside
That's
with
right.
attrition. But yeah, United Penn did that all the
Right.
time.
And
That's
now,
right.
now there's nothing like that anymore.
And it's nice because it brings people downtown again too for
Absolutely.
another, and which you like to do in any kind of season. Well, before we conclude, to go back to the main reason we brought you in was Christmas with a Twist, and we will say again that it is,
November 18th,
which is what? Is that a Saturday?
that is a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, November the 18th. All right. And it's at St. Stephen's, or First
That-
Presbyterian Church, rather, in Wilkes-Barre. It's 97 South Franklin Street.
Catty corner from the YMCA.
Okay.
These are the directional drop point,
And there is actually plenty of parking in
that area.
that vicinity.
Yep.
Kicks off what time?
6 o'clock, ends at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Free admission, but once again, the caveat on that is please bring a toy for that. And you said that make sure they expand the age group on that.
Yeah, to 16, even like stocking stuffers, if they can't afford a big gift, bring something like stocking stuffers, because last year they ran out of stocking stuffers.
Oh.
So anything small like that, they really
It's
appreciate.
good to mention that I think people would never think of bringing something for a 13-year-old. You think
Yeah.
of a
No, you
young
don't. You think of-
child when
sure.
you think of a
Yeah.
toy for tot. That's a good
Yeah,
thing to
but
mention.
the marine distribution goes to
Yes, it does.
that age group. So,
Right.
so better yet.
Yeah, they go to 16 years old this year. That's a lot of people don't realize that they go to the age
Yeah, I never
16.
knew that.
I have to give you credit for coming up with these ideas, but I also have to give all these artists credit for donating their
Yep.
time
You're right.
to something like this.
They contact, I guess, them, or they're contacted in a deal
Well,
like that?
they everything is through our ministry.
Mm-hmm.
We work with a lot of different Christian artists, different singer-songwriters, dance groups.
So you contact them early in the year
oh, yeah.
to make sure you're booked for this
This
very
is
busy
actually
season.
planned out February, March. We have, as soon as this is
Far
over,
in advance. Yep.
come in February,
Absolutely.
we come up with ideas and we talk about what we're going to do. And me and Gail will say, okay, let's switch it to this. Like I said, last 3 years was a country Christmas. 4 years before that was the 21-piece orchestra. This year it's going to be stars and guitars.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah,
So for everybody.
trying to see how it mixes up.
Now, again, there are things going on throughout the year, not just during the holiday
Right.
season. So before we go, one more time, people interested in checking out what Making a Difference Ministries is doing and where they're doing things, what do they do?
They can go to www.unitybymusic.org and they can leave me a message as well. My email's on there and my phone number.
Great. Steve Perillo from Making a Difference
Thanks, Steve.
Ministries talking
you for
about
having me.
Christmas with a twist and an old-fashioned Christmas in Wilkes-Barre. Rusty Fender.
Sounds like a
thank you
good
so much.
time. Good to see you.
Does.
Thanks,
We're
David.
all set for the holidays.
Absolutely.
Mark Glory,
Thank you,
for
Mark.
keeping us in focus and handling all the technical aspect of this broadcast. I'm David D. Cosmore for ECTV Live. Until we see you again next week, here's hoping all your news is good.